Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second series in this manic, mega crazy thing that I'm trying to do. I am Falcon. That was not the intro I was going for, but it's what I'm going to keep. And today we are on the second set with Dirty Lakers and the Boys versus Orca Pods. Dirty Lakers Boys are a team that I recognise from the Fang booth. I know they used a couple of subs, but I am familiar with most of their names. Orcapods, not so much, so I'll be interested to see how they play. But let's just open the tab screen, as we would always do, onto game number one. So on the blue side, we have lakernator and the Boys. I'm just going to say the Boys for their team to slow it. Make it a bit smaller, make it a bit easier to say. So in the off lane, we have Nitro on the Grux. In jungle, we have Gratty on the Rampage. Mid lane, we have Appy Picker TV on the Gideon, and in the dual lane we have lakernator and Toasty riding the Kira and the Muriel. Meanwhile, Orcapods, we have Chicken Brent, which I love the name, I'm going to be honest, on the Severok. In the jungle we have Mad Corporal on the Crunch. Mid lane we have Zephyr on the Morgus, and in the dual lane we have Shurik and Magali on the Drongo and Victor. Now, before we begin anything, there is one thing you have to know if you don't know anything about me. I do not like Richter support. I think Richter support, for the longest time, has been completely overrated and is kind of useless unless you are a god. Now, I'm talking about like carrier levels of prediction, able to win the lane on their own. And if you can't do that, don't pick Richter. He's much better in the jungle, much better in the solo lane. So already I am very, very biased, which is fine because this entire video is going to be biased on me. But in terms of actual team comps, I think these are much more well-rounded. In terms of team fight potential, I do think the Boys have a bit better of a team fight with the Gideon Black Hole and Kira Vengeance. So with those two, AoE fighting is going to be quite strong in the Fangtooth and in the Orb Fine Pits. But in more skirmishes, Team Orcapod can definitely do more. They have a better front line as well. Severog and the Richter, who won't be as tanky as he would normally be, but it's still going to be pretty good. But it'd be interesting to see if they have the damage with only a Morgus and Drongo, so having very more single target focused abilities. But without further ado, let us open the timeline up and let us press play. Here we go. So, Orcapods on that side of the map, Dirty Boys on that side of the map, and let us see where things go. So, level 1, don't expect much. We have 1 late going out from the Boys and 3 late from Orcapod. Very late from this. I don't know what they're doing. Honestly, 2 of them haven't even bought items yet. So, this is something that the Boys won't realise. They obviously don't know that people are coming out late, but you got to remember, the game starts at 0 seconds. Not when minions spawn, 0 seconds. The time it takes to get out means that any aggressive wards have been put down. They could have 5-stacked into your team and had, especially the mid lane or something like that, come out, but that has not happened. We do see Grux looking for his teammate, his lane rival, which is just hiding around, seeing if he can see anyone, which I think he has, but not 100% sure. And we see the duo lane also looking for a pick, which they should be doing level 1, but the Boys respecting the level 1 Richter hook, which is very, very good for them. They have got Akira Mirror lane, so they are going to be looking to just do the poke, but any all-in engage is most likely going to be won by Orcapods. But that has to be decided on their terms. So here we go. As usual, the map is not working, so that's all good. The hook has been put out. Very good hook there. So the Richter hook being good. Not blink is going to be used, which is very good. Kira taking a lot of damage, but knowing that there wasn't really any kill threat at the moment, though this might change very quickly. He's going to have to back off here. And although I don't like Richter, this is the power that Richter can bring if you hit these hooks. I'm just very... that's what I normally see, I'll be honest. But Ashley has to back off here. So they're going to look like they're going to push this in, trying to get as many minions into this tower as we can before Kira gets back, which I think they're going to get 1 or 2 in. Let's get 1 in. It's going to hit level 2, so is Muriel, but Kira's not going to hit level 2 until the next wave, because I think about 4 minions from that wave, plus 2 from the previous. Meanwhile, the rest of the map's not really having anything happen. Very good cook again. Level 2 versus level 1. Again, no real kill pressure yet, but I will 100% admit now. Maggie, you're doing very well in the Richter. You're proving me wrong. Congratulations. Oh, you are back there. So, a little bit disconnect from the teammates there. Drongo moving up in his zone whilst Victor was too low to really engage. Try and comment on that a bit more. And they are getting back off here. Meanwhile, what's going on in the rest of the map? Street have been a bit bugged. Level 3. 3 minutes in. That's interesting. Oh, that's not good.
Allied tower under attack.
Okay, so there's something that happened here. It's not I would say it's not a big issue, but it's something you don't realise. So look at the map right now. Right now, the Dirty Boys mid lane, if you pick, no, is over here. And Orca pods know that this is happening. So, what are you going to do? You can either try and send someone to contest this river above here, which is just spawned, or you can guarantee your mid lane one over here. And with Crunch having full mana and Victor, realistically, you're not going to be in the lane for that much longer. I think the best thing to do would have just been to give it over to your mid lane here, Zephyr. Make sure that he has still enough mana to survive, because he hasn't got Mage Crest. So his Warlock Crest doesn't give much. I don't think it's any mana. So what they do, what happens is that the front takes it. So this is going to help him with the clear. But he has full mana, so that's not going to be helped at all. And Zephyr now has 0 mana. He's going to have to auto-attack this wave for a while. And yes, it gives 10 magical power and gives HP back on it, whilst the Mage Crest gives mana back. So he has no mana to sustain. He's not going to be able to regen any of that at all. And that mid lane is now basically free for Pick to do what he wants. As you can see, immediately is going to rotate into this jungle with his jungler. And even though he has rare stuff, he's not going to really be able to do 2v1. He is a little bit on his own here. But you can see Duo lane coming over as well because Drongo backed. So I'm not sure it's Drongo back because he was low or just needed to buy an item. From the looks of things, he did just buy an item. But very good invade there. Knowing that your the enemy mid lane had no mana, had no way to press her. And you could force the Duo lane to come in as well because the ADC had spacked. Very good timing in that. Don't think they got anything though for it. But it was a good play overall. In the solo side, it is going to be something similar to the last series. Grux recently should win this matchup. Not as hard as Crunch does, but Grux should be able to do a bit more in the late game. Just the fact he has a lot of CC. Meanwhile, in the duo side, we can see that Dirty Boys just got gold buff. But in the meantime, the Orca Pod has decided to freeze the wave, though it's going to slowly push onto Dirty Boys, so it's going to be a nice back for Kira. Shouldn't miss too much, might miss maybe one wave, but I think he's pretty far ahead. He's got 25 CS to 20, okay. So by the time he gets back, it'll be about the singlest CS. We're going to go back to the mid lane, because 5 minutes have to come up, so the river buffs are going to be coming up. Crunch going on this side again, he's doing the exact same as last time. He's not, yeah. It's like, okay, I'm trying to think of my words here. This is the second time this has happened this game, and there's only been 2 river buffs. Crunch has taken the one which Smorgas is leaning towards, instead of actually trying to contest the one Gideon's on. In solo queue, fine, that's whatever. That allows you to get ahead as a jungler. But you want to give this to a mid lane. You want to get your mid lane ahead. And now, this shouldn't be a problem. You are level 4. Junglers are both level 4. Gideon is going to have his Terraform space to just get out. But right now, he could be baited into play here. So we'll see where this goes. So he's just going to walk through. Gets a nice hit onto the Margus. He's going to use his portal to get through. Actually, really good rotation from the Grok's there looking to get a kill, had the time. But now we're in the same position. Gideon has not got an orb. Okay, neither has an orb. I don't know where Gideon's went, but I guess it was taken from the other side. Meanwhile, Grox is just going to pick up the items or minions that he didn't get. He has gone Cleaver, so he's going to Overlord, which I don't actually know why. Because Grox's Rifle is very good. So the cleave on his auto attacks isn't really needed. Just he has pretty good cleave on them anyway. So he's mainly building it just for the item stats and for the 2.5% power for his max HP. But that's not really worth compared to Bonesaw. Okay, very good poke from Zephyr then. I'm just going to check. I think Zephyr is going Mark first. Yep, so I have actually played Margus since the last time I recorded. And I can see why people pick Mark first, because it is so stupid. Basically, it just allows you to free poke them. So no problems on that. In terms of items, nothing else really happening. Zurich gone Lifesteal first, so that has to be a Terminus. That's the only Crimson Ed only builds into Terminus, so that's going to happen. As we get a Rampage here, as picked up Rock, he's just going to keep him regenerating it, just so he has maximum time. Poke's gone out, Rock onto Drongo. Very good play there. I did have blinks, not sure why he didn't blink, but let's just back this up here. Here we go. So, actually go one more. Pause. Please don't go into free carry cam. Thank you. Okay, so, positioning right now. Zero's in here, Richter's looking for a ward, Drongo has just come back to the lane, and you have Rampage doing his free camp, and Crunch doing his fight camp. So, everyone's on this side of the map. Knowledge for where the junglers are is hard to say, but at this point in time, you should realise that Crunch should be on this side of the map. But Rampage, not so much. Rampage is red, is actually up. I'm just going to take that's not a map bug. It is actually up here, so Rampage basically shouldn't be on this side of the map for Team Orcapods. But, oh my god! Oh, hang on. There we go. So, what was it here? Grun's still doing his fight camp. I think he's just finished it. Yeah, so he's going to fight camp. He's just finished it. It's going to be walking towards this way. I'm not sure what he's looking for. And the main thing for this here, the Orcapods has a ward here, which is very nice. Has a ward up here, so he can't be flanked behind him. But no ward here. So being this far from the lane is a bit dangerous for them. They really need a ward here or some sort of protection before they can walk up like this. But this is how it goes. So this is the problem with Richter, because you're going to see in a second. He's going to go for a hook onto this Muriel. Muriel is most likely just baiting this out. Goes to the hook, sidesteps it, but now he's stuck. He can't do anything, and Drongo gets a free walk in. Everyone just walks onto him. Seals come out. Silence drops down on top of him, which is a good play by him. But nothing really else can do. Richter's going to blink out, and riskily, I don't know if Drongo didn't have blinking. That's not Drongo. I'm just going to continue. I'm just going to back it up 10 seconds when he was alive, please. It does say he has blink, so I'm not sure why he didn't use it, but that is a nice first blood onto... Who got it? Lakernator as well. Perfect. So perfect. Who got it as well? And Crunch was just in their jungle, but that skirmish didn't really last long enough for them to get into any sort of combat anyway, so that's fine. And they should be able to push this in and then do gold buff as well. So yeah, you can see Lakernator go for a gold buff. Toasty's going to drop down a ward. They might just push one more wave in before going. Okay, no, Lakernator's going to start it. Toasty's going to come over. They're going to miss this wave here. It would have been better for them to do this wave, push it in, and then take it. But either way, they're getting quite a lead from that, so that's fine. Mid lane, nothing's really happening, and here we go. Grux is starting to do his thing here, so he's going to start counter jungling onto the Crunch, which is really good. You should know Crunch is on this side of the map though, just because of where your jungle spawns is. So where he's actually coming over now. He has got a little bit of mana, gets a nice jump over the wall there, just able to do that. I think since they changed that. Blink on knock up though does get the kill. I think Grux there should definitely put a deep ward in before doing anything like this. to know if someone is coming. So because he didn't do that, that is going to be his death. And that's kind of what caused it. I don't think the aggression is bad. Hook has missed. So we're going to see the bottom of Richter now because he's going to have ASCs now. So they need to hit this hook and then have jungle assistance before they can do anything. Even if they hook someone, I think they're not going to have much fun time. Kira's not going to really ult this lane. There's no point in double silence on the lane. Just use it as a sort of prevention. So as long as you don't ult, they can't silence. Which is the best thing for this game. Meanwhile, what's going on the other side? Crunch and Rampage are both near the mini fight. It's kind of jumping around. Then very rarely do you see this where both junglers are basically on the same side map all the time. Mid laners, what's happening? Again, did Margus not get that? Is that Crunch again? Crunch has it again. So I don't know if this is now like a game plan for just not let Margus have a wither buff. But she has got some decent mana now. She has picked up Alchemical Rod, which is not something I've seen yet. We'll see how it plays out. Going for the max mana build. Most likely going Obelisk. I really hope it's Obelisk, because otherwise I don't know what else we're picking. But I think Gideon's just going to have kind of a free lane from now on. Meanwhile, in the solo lane, nothing else really happening. And what we're going to do, 10 minutes is coming up in a second, so we'll pause at 10 minutes just to have a look at CS and the item builds. Dual lanes now hit 6 as well. The other thing is no real looking towards Fang 2 from mini plan at the moment, but I don't think there's really much pressure on anyone to do anything, so that's fine. And it is 10 minutes. We see Margus is going towards that solo lane, but we'll look at that in a second. Now, in terms of CS, we see Bloody Boys are about 20 CS up, and I'm assuming that's going to be mainly on the duo lane, which we've got 10 up, and on the solo lane. Nope, solo lane is actually behind. Is it on the mid? It is on the mid and the duo, so that's kind of where you want them. We can see that Overlord's being built for Nitro and Gratty. Gratty makes sense. Nitro, I've said before, I don't particularly like it. I prefer Bonesaw or something else along that lines, but it's not the worst item in the world. Toasty is building towards Marshall, which is good. Has you got 3 real auto attackers. Rampage is pretty strong. Auto attacking has got that passive that gives him extra attack speed, especially in Behemoth. Allows him to use it anywhere. So I definitely like Marshall on this. Lakernator is going to be building towards the Lightning Hawk, which is standard, and Attack Picker is built Alchemical Rod. Hard to say what he's going to be building into next. From what I can see, most likely Megacosm. Meanwhile, in Orca Pods, we've seen the Alchemical Rod on Zephyr. Zerk is going to be building towards the Terminus, which I'm not really a fan of. Very easy for Team Bloody Boys to pick up anti-heal, and it's not very strong as a first item because the lifesteal percentage isn't going to be strong enough to really be used with just Terminus's AD. Chicken Bread has gone the Tainted Guard, which is correct against Nitro. Very happy with that. Mad Corp going towards Mutilator has got the Assassin's Crest, so isn't going to be that much of a front line. It's going to be diving onto this Kira and the Muriel. And Machine Magali has got a lot of armor. Could be building towards Hexbound Bracer, or could be building towards Dynamo. I imagine it's most likely Hexbound. That's where we're at the moment. No real lead happening yet. I think the dual lane is going to be picking up a bit more. And we can see that actually Chicken Render has got the first item completed on anyone. But that might change as we see Zephyr moving across to try and aid him against this Grux, who's not in the best position. He hasn't got any wards. Might try to go for the 2v1. Yeah. Nice play. Nice try. Nice try. This is the same thing that kind of happened last time. So Nitro at this moment in time has no wards on the map. You can see that Chicken Bread has got 1 here, but I don't know. Yeah, he's not got any wards on the map at all, and he is being very aggressive. So you would need at least 1 in the mid lane here. So we'll just wait for. Oh no! Pause. We're going back here. Thank you. So we're going to slow it down. Good 0.75. So you can see Chicken Bread actually engaging on this first. Nitro doing a very good on actually aggressing onto the Margus here. Gets a very nice double pull. I don't know where he ulted there, but a very nice attempt on getting the blink onto the Morgus. Basically, he's not trying to escape, he's just trying to go for one here. I think instead of looking being bloodthirsty, he could have definitely gone this direction here. As he got ulted, he could have then blinked across this wall here and probably escaped to mid lane to get to his jungler. But that is by the by. I don't mind what he did, but that's kind of where he's still been looking for instead, just because he doesn't have the damage yet. If he had Overlord, I definitely think he could have taken that. But at the very least, it's going to force Norgus to back and allows Gideon to actually roam as well, which... where am I going? Which does nothing. Where's Richter? Richter's reset. So nothing happened here. We've got 4 people on this side for the Dirty Boys, but none of them are going to do anything. They need to secure a gold buff here. If they don't secure a gold buff, I don't know really what the plan was, but considering 3 of them dispatched, I don't think they'll get it. Drongo needs to look for us now, but Nika's going for it. So bad back tiring there by Kira there. Should have definitely looked towards that fact, the gold buff first before backing. Even though you got Lightning Hawk, you were a sizable amount of gold over, so it's not like you just had to get it. Which I think is an issue. Rear buffs, what is it? 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So Morgus has one, and the Crunch I guess has one as well. Yeah, so Morgus finally got a rear buff. You can see that her tower is pretty badly damaged though at this point in time. Has not had a fun lane. Has hit level 9 though, so has maxed that mark finally. And is going to be able to do some decent stuff. Meanwhile, nothing really else happening. Quite a slow game. We only got 2 kills per. Which I'm not sure happened. Did I miss something in the duo side? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. There was another team fight where Nitro got the 2 deaths. Cyrix died once and Magdalene died once. The Rictus died at some point. Okay. I think that was when we were looking at the solo side. So trading out 1 for 1 there, pretty good. Neither team really forced anything from that though, which is kind of the same. They could have got mid tower here probably. But instead they're going to go for mini fine. They have got a ward on it. Crunch is here, Marcus is here. So it's going to be a 3v3. So we're going to slow this down, just watch it out here. So here we go. Fires come out. Behemoths come out. Muriel ult coming out. That's the good power of global, so it's instantly turned into a 4v3. That's turned into a 1v1 and that's the 2v3. Blink out. Nothing to really report there. That's just the case of team composition, knowing that you have a Muriel versus a 3v3. So gives it over to Grassy. But no kills here. Does force some more. Nor gets to blink out. Should 100% look for the mid tower. As we see a aggression on the duo side. Was ultimate used? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I think that UI is bugged. I imagine the ultimate was used there, but didn't get a kill. So duo side actually trying to force what they can from that, which is the good play. Just not getting anything overall. Very good stacking from Chicken Brent though. All he has is pauldrons, which is good. Should be looking forward to the next set. Gets the mid tower, which was the idea. So that's that down. Oh, nearly got that. They need to get this mid tower here, otherwise this rotation is not going to have much happen. But at the same time, they need to be back in. No. That was my Discord ping, and that was not yours, guys. Don't worry, it's fine. Right, here we go. So, they could have forced his mid tower here, but at the worst, they would have traded. Even now. Jungler's coming in. Very, very nice. Well, I don't care at the side of the map. Okay, I need to back up on this because I think I missed something there. So, duo side know that Team Orca duo is returning, which we can see here. And they actually close this off here as much as they can. Richard's facing a lot of damage, is going to try and force it out. Now, at this point in time, that hook was amazing, by the way. At this time, look at where Crunch is. Crunch is coming. Rampage is also coming, but he's going to be late. And you can see Mira's just been pulled in. But lakernator is basically free to hit here. So you're just going to continue hitting this Drongo as much as you can, I think. But they should be able to burst this Mira down. So we're going to slow it down here. As I said, he's actually going to focus on to the Richter, who's got max stacks on his passive. Instantly going to ult. Rock just comes out a bit short, but the auto attack is going to finish it off. Nice finish on the ult though, but a good knockup to kill this Kira finally with Drongo passive. I don't know if they're going to follow up here. They should be able to do something. I don't know, depending on how long Forward Punch is left. But they are going to back off, realising that Gideon is going to be coming over and Marcus is going to be late. As well as the fact that Rampage still has his mini prime buff active. So 1 for 1 there. Trading support for ADC. So Orca Pod's actually coming out on top of that. But we'll see what else lakernator can do, because they are going to be in a bit strong position just because of this Rampage. Yeah, looks like nothing else is going to happen here. Director's coming back, so is the Kira. And I think I'll start Fang Chief. I love this, because this is a case of, you know, Crunch got low, and you know Kira's going to come back. So you got the Muriel Shields. This is a really smart play by lakernator boys. Has the beam off. So they're just going to try and trade it out. We got to come out. Good black hole. I love that play. I genuinely love that play. Because you're using the fact that you have a massive AoE ult still up. Kira's coming back in. Drongo didn't really have much left. He has to blink out. He's going to die here. He's going to have, not respecting the comeback after Fangtooth. He's still 100% backs off there, but he didn't, so he's going to die for that. So that could definitely be a turning point there. So that mini prime is kind of what started all of that off, honestly. The fact that they able to use Muriel to its full advantage, get the 4v3, get the mini prime, and then use that mini prime to basically force Fangtooth after that skirmish in the duo side. Let's get another fight here, but you're not going to kill Rampage. No chance. No chance. And then we're looking 525. So another big thing. Look at the CS difference. 528 versus 469. That is 20 CS on the ADC. That is another 20 CS on the mid lane. And even though G Solo's equal, it's still going to take a while for that Chicken Brent to come online as much as he can. He's going to build World Breaker second, which I'm not a massive fan of. But the fact that your duo and the mid lane are getting ahead is such a good thing. Yes, and lakernator has 6 kills. He has every single kill on his team. He has 2 items he's building towards Demolisher. Meanwhile, Drongo has 1.5 items. Like, just, it is a terrifying problem now. And what I would personally do, right now, put this Gideon in the duo side, put the Kira in the mid lane, and try and force this last tier 1 tower. Unlock the Grux, get him out of that lane, because he's not going to be able to kill that Severrock anymore, and get him into the team fights. That's what you want to do. But instead, they're just going to look for the standard lanes here. It's just probably going to see if they can get a couple more kills. Muriel's literally just going to start poking him out. Has got the Marshal, is going towards Chromatic Wand and Nullified Mask. I'll put that in the edit for what that item is building into, but I can't figure off the top of my head. So we got 4-man rotation on this. Stay 100% notice happening. Give up this tower. Give up the tower. There's no reason for you to fight this. Just give up the tower. There we go. Yep. That's okay. Morgus shouldn't be here. Morgus should 100% be pushing into the mid lane with the crunch. You're not going to be able to defend that. Munch is going to be in that mid lane, but he's not going to be able to push in either. You're going to lose that rear buff. This rear buff should be up. Never mind. The map is broken. Woo! But we're going to have another team fight here. Nope. Victor going low, but that's it. Rampage's been fought off in the jungle, but has got the BOS, so he's not going to really die, especially with Muriel Shields. Muriel keeping him alive as long as you can. And this could turn into a 44. Very good damage from Gideon into a black hole. The hook is going to miss on the Whiplash. And that is dual lane out, and that's going to be mid lane and the jungle out as well. Is there anything that Dirty Boys can force on this side of the map? No, all the jungle buffs are down. They might be able to reset now and go straight towards this mini prime. Especially if Grux can get this aggression here. Yeah, so there we go. It's going to ult here. It's going to miss everything. So continue auto attacking because you can hit those. But now this is where you force them all prime. Look, it's going to be up in, well, that time. So maybe 20 seconds at most. Get it before Mega Prime is going to be up. And you can basically force that immediately. Like, your Kira is so far ahead at this point. You can probably kill it in 20 minutes. And especially if you have the Rampage. Right. Anyway, they're going to have a fight on the front. It's going to hit the Q. Miss. Nice one block E. Right click. A double ult. But the Muriel's coming in and instantly is going to turn into a 4v2. 4v3 in a second. This is the power of Muriel. And the fact that this Dirty Boys is working so well together as a team. Gideon's actually come around as well. So I think that was partly the fact that they were trying to kill someone before Mini Prime came up. But at the same time, Dirty Boys knew this was going to respawn and was sending everyone over here anyway. So Orcapod not respecting that. They will get the tier 1 in the Duo side. But this is basically what I was saying. Perfect response by Dirty Boys. Takes it on lakernator as well. So perfect person to pick it on. And they should get tier 1 in the solo side for that anyway. So they're not even losing that much either way. So very, very good place from all of that. What else are they going to do in the meantime? So right now, Orcapod are in a bit of an issue. They're 120 CS down, which is the main issue. Kills, I mean, kills are a problem as well. But is lakernator's alive? They can't really do anything. So everyone's trying to defend this tower, but there's not much else. That was weird. Very good cleanse by the Kira. He's going to use his vengeance. Gets hooked anyway, but at this point in time, it's going to be tanky enough to survive and not get killed by those two. And here comes the rest of his team. Crunch is going to try and follow up, but Crunch is half HP. Kira can probably just kill him. Black Hole get baited on top of the Kira. They're all trying to kill Kira, but they're not going to be able to. Drongo drops down, so he's going to die as well. Misses the ultimate instead of everything else. Yeah, he's just not going to have the damage.
Double kill.
That's 1 on 1 on 1. Not coordinated at all. So I want to back it up a bunch.
Has been slain. Allied towers destroyed.
Where am I? Why am I enjoying? Right, let's get back over to solo. So we'll find starting here. So 3 people are sieging tier 1. Got Victor and Crunch coming over. Drongo's in the mid lane. Margus is in the duo lane. So you're not going to have Margus in at all. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is over here for Dirty Boys. Gideon is back here. Don't know if he's back in or if he was just waiting for someone to come in. Kira's half HP, but you got Muriel, so it's not too much of an issue. So this is what happens. So we're going to slow it down to 0.75 because it is pretty long. Oh my god, you're going to kill someone. There we go. So they're just continuing to stack. Just sealed as much as they can. So that dies before they can get here. That's the big issue. Crunch is going on the Gideon here, who's just trying to box him. Has hit the Q meteor, so he's going to hit the auto slow here to keep him out. Meanwhile, this leaves a 2v3. Drongo is still not going to be here for a good 20 seconds. He is miles away. So, what happens? This is what happens. Blink into Riftwalkers. Cleanse on the Kira, so massive shield. They try and kill the Muriel, but at this point in time, there's not much else they can do. They have no damage threshold on this, by the way. You have a support Victor who has Hexpan Gauntlets and a Severog who, understandably, he has got quite a lot of CS. He has got quite a few stacks, but you don't really have the burst. Severog is mainly there to just whittle down people and try and use his ult to displace people. Crunch is not going to be in here. He's still fighting Gideon, who's basically taken down to half HP at this point. And Beamoff is just been popped, so Rampage can instantly rock basically Severog. No point doing it on the Victor. They continue playing. They're going to focus down on the Victor first, then they're going to turn their attention to the Severog. Blink it out to dodge the subscape, and Gideon immediately comes onto him. At this moment in time, Crunch is here, and Drongo is still here. But Severog is in between 4 people here. He has got the Muru, has got the Kira. Very good spacing between these two here, forcing several to choose one of the targets to go for. I would have said just go for the Kira with the crunch, but he actually turns back and goes for the Muru instead. Hits the Q, so it does kill him, but at this point in time, there's not much else you can do. Very good black hole on top of two of them. No way to really stop it. Too high to stop the silence, and Sevrog is taken out by that as well. And that just leaves the Drongo, and we've seen how that goes. So that's just going to end up in a death. Not much else they can really do here. I don't think Kira should be staying around just in case Morgus gets some mark on him. The Rampage and the Gideon can definitely still push though, and Morgus is continuing to just do what they can here. Might try and do some stuff, but a good play by Nitro here. Whilst they were on the other side of the team, he knows that Morgus is the only one who can stop him. So he's just going to say, I'm Grux, I have so much sustain, I'm just going to hit this bloody dinosaur. Dinosaur versus dinosaur action. Very, very tragic. Gets the second Fang Tooth for his team. Has got the Bone Short, he's going into a Viper, so he has got a lot of damage. This is very good, and that's how it happens. So, getting both sides of the map there, very good. And most importantly, still has this mini farm on the Kira, who has got 3 items, and is most likely building into Imperator here. If they're not building into Imperator, I don't know what they're doing. The last objective really for them to take on the map is All Prime. They could siege tier 2 turrets, but I'd much rather them force Orcapods to say, we're doing All Prime, you can check us, but you have to walk into a Beam of Vengeance and Black Hole. Let's see what they choose to do though in the meantime. As we continue on, I want to see, so Zephyr's picked up Megacosm, going into probably Wraith Leggings. I think he's gone the Combustion Megacosm into True Silver. Grati's picked up the Stone Wall, which is a good counter against Crunch due to the fact that Crunch's damage is mainly ability based, and they're just going to collapse onto the Sevrog here. Sevrog's kind of the only person on Team Orcapod that is doing well here, has got the max stacks, but even though he is insanely tanky, he can't survive 4 players. About that, I would say Wars, but at the same time, he wasn't really pissed up. Rest of the team should not have come in here. Why is Morgus? Hang on, how did Morgus jump down there? Don't care about the puppy. Ah! Oh, I missed it. Right, so Morgus. Okay, it's here. Oh, it gets pulled by the Grux. Oh, dear lord. That's part tragic, part funny. But Orcapod, just not. Why are you losing more than one person there? Okay, they got picked. Oh well. Let's focus on what's happening next. We know that Drongo's prison on this tier 2. Let's just wait around because they're probably going to do All Prime, and then we can see what we can do against that. But instead, they lose their jungler, they lose their mid laner. This is free. And most are going to lose a tier 2 on that. Even then, Nitro might just fuck. Nitro is just going to 1v1 the front, the Drongo. Nice blink away, but we'll see if Nitro wants to continue on. This is starting to be a bit damage here. Yeah. Might have a bit what he can chew there. But he's going to force the back. Very lucky to be alive, I'll be honest. But whatever. Meanwhile, Victor dies somewhere. Against Black. Again, just getting picked off. They're going 1-1. So stop their losses. Sevrog, you might get tier 1 here, but you're going to have to back off soon. And the fact that you got no frontline Orcapods now means that they can choose a lane and push him. It's just like they're going to do the dual lane to begin with. Get this tier 2, then kind of rotate into the most likely mid lane. It'd be nice if one of them was pushing this mid lane now. They don't need all 4 people here, because this tower's going to go very much down here. Because they have done this, the best play to do is just go straight for the inhibitor. Walker's going to go out and go wide. That's a oh,
Allied tower
Jesus
destroyed.
Christ, that's a lot of damage. Morgan should not have been even closer to where that was. To basically be where you are now. So they're going to take this inhib here. There's no point rotating. No wave is set. Go towards it. And Orca is just trying to push down lanes. I mean, Dunga, you're going to have to back mates. They're going to just go for the core. Yeah, they're just going to try and finish. Like, you haven't got any damage dealers here. You've got crunts at the most. Black holes come out. That's caught 2. Very nice hook to stop it. Who's not brought up. Going to have a double knock up on that. Moo or ult is going to be on top. And yeah, why is Drongo not here? That's going to be GG. That's such a bad end for Team Orcapod. Oh, okay. I'm going to back it up for like a minute. Because this is just a... What the heck is going on here? Okay. So at this point in time, one person's dead on your team. I think. Morges is not dead yet. Morges is defending this tier 2, which is another massive mistake, because getting you can just black hole, get behind it, and then you're going to die. But whatever, it's no worth defending this tier 2. Servrog is in the turtle light, and the Drongo is in the mid. Nothing wrong with this at the moment. They're taking tier 2, but as soon as that tier 2 comes down, you need to reset. You need to defend these inhibs. Because this is what happens. Drongo is just going to... It's just going to black... It's not even black hole it. It just hits a Q and lets lakernator finish it. And then he black holes forward here, misses everything. And do as much damage as he can against the Victor. He's going to have to back. And at this point, that's inhib. That's basically inhib. You got that minions here. I think you got another set of minions coming up. No, you don't. I don't know where they are. But you got nothing else here. And they still haven't backed. Servrog has managed to get out. But Drongo is still pushing this lane here. There is no point to you pushing this lane. Because you're going to lose so much more. Like, do you think they're going to stop here? It's a 4v3. Like, why would they stop? So, what a lovely thing about this. Nitro is going to reset here. He's going to go into the mid lane, stop Zurich backing here. So, yeah, they clear minions as much as they can, which is good. But they have no one to clear. Who is their wave clear? They have no mates, they have no ADC. And they have a move to just seal them as long as they can. Yeah, so he's trying to back, and, you know. He backs, but it's dead. Okay. So that ending was just terrible. That should never have happened, but whatever. The main thing that got Team Dirty Boys rolling was this mini climb to begin with. Having the move with the reversal of fortune come in, force that, and then gave them that thank you 1 second, just allowed them to get the steam rolling, and then just have a massive CS difference. Because recently, it didn't come down to a team fight, it just came down to items and getting stat checked. And another thing, Orcapod just kind of running in on their own, just getting picked over and over and over again, even though they don't really have a massive amount of pick potential outside of the Rampage border. So not respecting them out, not respecting rotations, and an easy win for the Lakers, Team Dirty Lakers and the boys. With that is the first game over, and we will see how game 2 ends. Hello everybody and welcome to the second game of Dirty Lake and the Boys versus Team Orcapod. Apologies for the first game, the fact that I get them called Dirty Boys. I completely missed what their name was, and henceforth they have been now called the Boys. As we get into the second game, so we are currently 1-0 up for the Boys. As we can see, they have swapped sides, I believe. They should have swapped sides. They have swapped sides. My memory is not really good. I recorded the previous match a couple of days ago. But anyway, let us look at the team comps first. So, we'll start with the top, which is Orcapod. In the off lane, we have Servrog. In the mid lane, we have a Faye. In the dual lane, we have a Killer FaZe. And in the jungle, which I believe is the first time I've seen this, a Feng Mao. So, and for Dirty Lake and the Boys, we have... Is that a deck? No, Nitro. Nitro's off laner, so it's a Richter in the off lane a Morgus in the mid lane, a Decker and Murdoch in the dual lane, and Crunch in the jungle. In terms of team comps, in terms of standardization, Dirty Lake Boys is much more standard. You've got the tank, you've got the burst mate, you've got the good support for the engage, and a jungler who can do multiple different things. For Orca Pods, I think they've got a better team fight overall. Sevog is going to be a bit more tankier than the Victor. The Fey ult Fly Trap is devastating against multiple targets, but I imagine Reclamation is going to be picked up by Toasty. And Kira can do as much damage, if not more, in the team fight. Then a Murdoch and FaZe will keep it safe. The question mark lies with this Feng Mao. Feng Mao is a Feast or Famine champion, so basically requires as much gold as he can early on to snowball. If he doesn't snowball, he's not the most useful, can still assassinate people in the late game, but it may be an issue. So what we're going to do, press play, and going to wait for them to do something. Just suspense. You see the first movements. Oh, there they go. And what about the other side? Look at them go. Oh, all move into my enjoyment. Yes. Might take an evil arc to say. We'll find out. But in any case, first things going off, we can see Orca Pods basically doing a standard off. Kira and FaZe hasn't moved yet, which is not the best because it's nearly 30 seconds into the game. Feng Mao just keep an eye for the blue buff, and as per usual, the mini-map is not working. The boys, interestingly enough, we see Crunch around the red side. So normally you would often see them around the blue side to make sure there's no invade happening and putting a ward there, but you can see Morgus doing that instead for this side. So just slightly change it over, make sure he doesn't have to back, as he is probably going to start with the stealth ward, and I doubt he'll back instead. And we can see that Mighty Couple on Feng Mao has started the sentry going for the sweeper. So nothing really happening on here. Feng Mao should... Oh, where is he? Feng Mao's here still. So he's going to be starting blue buff, which is interesting. A bit less ganking potential, but it's going to have better mana sustain so he can spam his abilities for the clear. And Crunch is also starting blue buff. I am going to be 100% honest. I'm going to put this in post, self-post, in editing. Make sure you get in this. Why are they starting blue buff? Two reasons for that. So first of all, it allows mana sustain. So both of these junglers are ability-based carries, so they can spam their abilities much better. Also, the boys might be thinking Feng Mao starting red, so Crunch is going to be on the same side of the map to make sure he cannot get ahead. That is my predictions. Thank you. Right. And with that out of the way, thank you, future self. We're going to have a look. So, off lane, it's 2 tanks, so there's not much going to happen there, unless a gank happens. Faye versus Morgus. Morgus will win. I mean, both of them have very good poke. You have the Bramble Nettles on the E, though he started with right click, so this is quite rare. Normally on Faye you start with the E, but he's actually gone for the right click here just to help with the wave clear. Morgus has started with the Q as well, so both just doing wave clear, not really looking for the all-in level 1. I imagine that's going to change as the game goes on. And in the meantime, dual lane, FaZe, Kira versus Decker, Murdoch. I think these are going to be the 2 most common lanes we see this tournament. Decker and FaZe. And a pullback. Late pullback by the FaZe there. Could have definitely done it earlier and not had the block shot hit Kira. But this is a good idea for the Kira, so good job Zurich on that, using the FaZe and making sure you can go in aggressively as much as you can. Though they have hit level 2 and your FaZe is still level 1. I'm not sure how that will have happened. Hit level 2 there, so you missed 2 minions on that. But both sides are being cleared. Feng Mao going for the full clear on his blue side, and we'll see Crunch has started on his red side here, has picked up the red buff. And I'm just going to check this side over here. So has done the blue buff and done the 4 camp. So it's slightly ahead, but I can't imagine that's going to make much difference. As we get 3 minutes in, Morgus gets the left side and FaZe going to get the right side. He's going to have to be a bit careful here. Morgus is going to walk in, going to look for the hive, not going to find anything. No junglers nearby, it's not too much issue. As the Orca Pod's duo lane has to be careful here, because you know Feng Mao's on the opposite side of the map. FaZe has just had the tether broken. So again, what we saw happen with... Oh, my brain is not working. Post edit. Put the name in. Thank you. If they keep breaking that phase tether, then that could be very dangerous. Crunch is looking for an invade, which is good for him. Nose has the advantage in this dual lane, as the level difference is going to be massive here, and they're going to start trying to freeze it here. It's not going to happen. It is going to slow push into orcapods, so they can wait along here, but very good amount of deniability here. It's going to lose a couple of minions, and the Crunch just being there on the back, very helpful, because they knew he was still here. They had a ward out here, so they knew he could be still around, could be ring minded toggle, and very helpful. Kira actually not doing too bad, I think. He's got 22 CS versus 17. Okay, so yeah, never mind, they're doing heavily. This is mainly due to the fact that Crunch and Death is just doing very well in terms of getting them out. Phase is level 3, Kira is level 4, so I don't understand really where Phase lost that XP, but because of it, it is causing that. Junglers are not mirroring each other on the other side. You can see that Servalk has backed for a Stalwart Gauntlet, so has some HP coming in for that. Could be Roman to renewal, could be something else. I'm not too sure what he would be going for with that. Other than that, Morgus is also back. He's got the Chemical Rod, so he's going to go for the more farming scaling build instead of going for the all-in at level 6. Fine. But at the moment, this is definitely where the epicenter of anything the boys will do here, just because of this engage. He has Ironwood Warbow and is building towards his Lightning Hawk. Meanwhile, Phase is not back. Kira's not back yet. Should be able to get it themselves once they do back, though, as I imagine they are having enough money. Phase, yeah, has got more than enough money, so it's 1,050. That's the amount you need to get Ironwood Warbow if you have one of the components on the first match. So it has got enough. That would be good to probably wait and see if you can get a second longsword. As we've got rotation coming in here, it has got level 6, so you're going to have the ultimate available. Need to pull him now. Good pull early. Did get the mark off, but nothing else is going to really happen. Fate is not going to do anything. Hasn't got 6, just hit 6 now. So that XP difference is why the roam could happen. Again, the boys, even though their CS is different, it's the same. Their XP differences are causing issues for Orcapod, and that is why that roam happened. It could have also been Faye resetting there, because they have also gone back for the Chemical Rod. So mid lane, literally just want to farm. They don't really want to roam that much. If they can help it, they just want to get as much CS as they can. See, Kira's back, has actually bought the Claymore instead. So it's £25, 15 crit hit as... What? Okay, I don't know what happened there. We're going to back up. What was that in? Oh, so we're just going to back up to here. No, we're going to back up to here. Right. So 7 walks going to hit 6. Immediately going to ult, I think. A Colossal Blow into the Fang Mouth, who's only got level 5 at this point. Which has also got 6. Going to blink out. Serval's going to follow with the dash. He's going to start walking towards the Crunch. A nice hook back. That's why this engage continued. Serval's going to have to blink out here. But he doesn't decide to. Richard's going to ult the Fang Mao, double subjugate, blink, and Fang Mao throws it out. I think it looked like Richter died previous there. So, okay. Here we go. So, level 6 is going to be hit by Serval here. Richter's already level 6 at this point, so he's pretty handy. He's not looking for engage. No crunches on the side of the map, but just happy to keep farming. So Serval, this is definitely a play that is orchestrated by Fang Mao, by the way. Because, what's this? So, I'm going to put it at some point. No. I'm going to be over here, game. So, what's this? So, he clears that camp, immediately starts coming down, and Colossal Blow goes out straight away. So, today, dropping it down. Fang Mao hasn't got 6. So, you should passive, so there's a lot of damage. But the sun's comes out, the blink also comes out, and at this point in time, point in time, my apologies, Serval's dashed in. Fang Mao doesn't have it. Fang Mao is, it doesn't say, but he used it to engage originally, so it's not coming up for another couple of seconds. And Richter's immediately looking for the Crunch, who is on his way. So if Crunch wasn't here, this would be, I don't know if they would kill him, because Fang Mao is quite far away, honestly, but they could force out a blink. But this turn here, so Feng Mao, I don't know why. Feng Mao just like, okay, we got the blink, let's back out now. Sevrog has already engaged, he can't really back off here, he hasn't got the dash to get out. And Richter still has a hook available, and he knows he's got backup. So, what happens is Feng Mao begins to leave, Sevrog just turns around at this point. You should not be turning around knowing that Richter has hook. Even though, like, this is pretty high, or your HP is pretty high, you don't know where the jungler is. So the hook comes in, pulls him back. At this point, Feng Mao has to turn around, but he's miles away, so he's going to be a couple of seconds. And I want to say this body block here, this body block was so good. These are big, chunky characters, so the hitbox is quite large. And Sevrog can't move. I think if Richter literally just stood still there, it would have been better, but no, he's going to keep going for it. Sevrog does eventually get out, and Feng Mao makes it back, has got his passive up, so he's going to auto-E the Richter. And a good job in Orcapods here to just continue focusing down the Richter as much as they can. And we'll see, so it looked like minions killed Richter there, and it looks like Feng Mao actually blinked on that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going to play it back. So did he blink on this? So auto, minions kill. No, he doesn't. He uses Reaping Dash, so he still has the blink. But a 1-for-1 on that. And overall, I would say it's probably a gain for Orcapods. That's because it's a kill on Feng Mao. But the Sevrog can't farm, so Crunch can take all of this and hit 6. He should take all of this. This is going to push into Dirty Boys here. Oh my god. The boys. So I would prefer Crunch to take this farm here. He should have hit 6 from that, but never mind. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to Dual Lane. They're fighting over gold buff, I think. No, they're just fighting over wave clear. Both hitting level 5, so nothing's really happening. FaZe still level 4. Like, look how far away FaZe is. Yes, still playing with the pool. If Kira goes in, you're going to break the tether. You need to be up with Kira here. Like, there's no point being that far behind. Because definitely just throw the ball. Yes, you're going to get. Like, the thing is, so I'm just trying to orchestrate my words here. With FaZe that being far behind, yes, any CC that Decker throws out is not going to be really helpful. But Kira can't engage. If Kira can't do anything, you're kind of stuck in a limbo there. If you're up with here, then it's the case of CC might be used on your carry, but it's all to the side. You can pull them to the side and dodge the skill shots. At the same time, if Kira goes in, you can stay in tether range. But at the same, anyway, we've got Faye coming in, has an ult. Crunch might have seen it. We'll see if Joey's going to back off here, just like they are with the. Yeah, very nice disengage there. I imagine that's what Crunch saw. Even though Faye got a rotation there, I don't think they'll lose too much with that. 63 has got a bit of a CS disadvantage. He's going to lose quite a bit here, and they're going to lose even more here. So this positioning here is brilliant, by the way. You've pushed in one of the bit waves, and you're going to cut off the closest route back here. So you see Faye here is going to be walking towards it. You're going to see the Morrigus, you're not going to see the Crunch. So if Faye walks in here, Crunch is going to kill her. So, or at the very least, he's going to force the blink. So Faye's going to start walking here. Sees the Crunch. Crunch comes out a bit early, has the fly trap come out. He's going to force the ult. I think get some nice ult in there. Crunch going in a bit early there. Should have definitely waited until Faye was about here. And you could probably have gotten the right click mini stun into the knockup. But a bit premature, the idea though, from the boys. Meantime, Richard's definitely going to have the wave clear advantage, has got the level advantage, yeah. Just going to look for hope, maybe? Yeah, moving forward. Nitro, Orin. 64 sheet farm to 56, so has got the advantage, which I would expect. Victor can be quite a big bully with his electrocute and shock therapy. Meantime, deck is backed off, so Orcapod should have a nice, easy lane on here. I would like to see him go aggressive. FaZe is still not level 6, which is not brilliant. Just losing too much CS, or not even CS spot at the XP. You need to be in range of that. Yes, Kira's level 6, and you're going to have an XP advantage on your ADC now. but you need minimum level 6 before you start doing that. Get your ultimate online, and then from there, if you want to give more XP to the carry, let's go. Anyway, in the meantime, Cruncher's come back over here. Got lots of lows already. Has used the dash. I think several is dead here. Might not blink. Very nice using Tamer's silence, the knockups, and the mini stun. Several is 100% going to die here. He's got no way out. Nice. Stopped by the Richard for that. And you see that Fang Mouse on the other side of the map is counter farming at this point in time, which is very good. But what I want to see now is Richard's level 8, you can do mini farm with that. Crunch is level 7, go and do mini farm. You just seen Fang Mao walk over this ward. Oh, look at them! They're doing it! They're doing it! They knew where the jungler is and they decided, let's do mini farm. Yes! And Fang Mao back as well, so they can't do thank you. Oh, brilliant. Faye's going to be here, which is dangerous. You can just have Morgan peel off here. No need to have the rest of the team come out here. Faye, Morgan can probably win this. Has got the ult, and Ritzer was coming in, so nice trade in by the Faye. Has picked up Crunch, which I'm fine with. Ritzer's not the best use of it. Oh, that stun landed. Not landed? Landed. That could have been good. Faye, I'm not going to say playing lane too far forward. He was pretty safe on here, but they should have known that rotation was coming out from the Decker. But it seems like it wasn't, just unlucky for the boys there to miss that stun. Otherwise, would have kicked up the kill for lakernator, who's got 90 CS, has got the lightning pop. So he's going Vanquisher here. So he's picked up the home crisp, he's not going lightning pop. Vanquish is a very good item, especially with the execute on your Kira's Cube, which I'll put on screen. But it's not, I don't like it as a first item because you gain no attack speed. It's not really got the best scaling as a trading pool. And it's going to probably get another kill here. Nice colossal blow up for Severog. Is having not brilliant laning here. She's got 73 CS versus 89, so it's going to be down 20 CS nearly. Decker just looking around again, doing very well. I really like how this Decker's playing. Apart from that, he has to blink out. Dodges a weak dash though, so that's fine. Hive coming in. That's just doing a lot of damage. It's Hive being maxed. Hive is being maxed. Huh. That's the first time I've seen that for who's playing Africa. I guess just wanting to make sure that Faye, who I imagine is also maxing right click, has maxed right click. So both mid laners are doing not something that's not that common for their picks, and it's just focusing on the lane clear. FaZe is doing well here. Murdoch is FaZe doing well for the anti-lance, making sure they can get anything here. But this lane is kind of going well for Murdoch because he's in a 2v1 situation, but he's not being denied farm. So there's no.
Take it down.
Right. I have no explanation of why FaZe ulted. I'm going to assume a mistake. But there's no reason to ult there intentionally. With that out of the way, the boys should definitely be looking to this duo lane now. Crunch has his mini farm, your solo lane is doing that. I'm just gonna pause that. I mean, I can't imagine how this happened, but so I think one more. There we go. So Server's about half HP, has got very little mana, has no blink. Meanwhile, you're on full HP, has basically max mana, and you got wave pushing in. So everyone's going to walk into this wave here, which is a mistake. So this is a mistake that Server caused. He just walked into the lane when you have, it was 4 minions before this one Server uploaded, versus a full stack of Richter. You have very little HP, you got no mana, and Richter just not really thinking about the all-in potential, has got Unbroken Will, which is not terrible, but it's only really useful against 2 of Richter's skills. It's not going to be much help in the silence and the shock therapy. So Richter's going to finish the raid clear here. He's going to kill that last one. He's going to immediately turn onto the Severog here. Probably going to start silencing. The Siphon comes out, but it doesn't hit Richter here, so it's going to be quite slow. It's subject, but you got no mana nail. You got no blink. Yeah. So hook into ults. You got minions. Has actually blinked, but it's going to blink in return. Apparently several people have blinked at that point in time, but it's going to die. Yeah, just not respecting the all-in potential of Victor. That is the issue with that. In the meantime, we actually see the boys is looking towards the Fangtooth. Using the mini-pipe to their advantage here, which is good. They don't know where the Dura lane is, so they can't start it immediately. But I did pick up the Fae, because the Fae was going to have a look to see if they're doing it. Nice fly trap to get him under tower there. Has the slow as well, so he's going to do quite a lot of amount down to the crunch. That's going to make sure that they cannot do Fangtooth. So he can probably go back into jungle and farm up for a bit, but now we've gone all in by the Kira, knowing that there's no real CC by Decker. Has Decker used the ultimate? Use the kill. Nice stun. He's gonna die. No. Trade out. Yep. Several here. Okay. So, what the heck is going on? So, at this point in time, so the stun goes out on to. Okay, I'm gonna back it up here. I'm gonna make sure it's just gonna do this. Where are we? Here we go. So we're at 0.5. The stun is what stops us off by Decker. So Decker, why? I don't care about mid lane. Okay. The stun goes out onto phase. That's going to stop the link, and it's going to obviously make sure that the phase is stunned. Murloc's going to go all in on this, and the cage comes out as well. So I think the cage just misses the phase. Now the phase gets caged here, but Kira is going to dash in. This dash goes too far. So it looks like you just missed out on the cage here, but obviously they're not focusing you, they're focusing all on the phase. If she dashed a bit of a different direction, I think this ultimate would be more effective, because you see Murloc has just the impact active, so you're going to have the extra move speed as well. So what happens is the ultimate comes out by Kira, but Murloc just walks out of it. It's going to walk into the minion wave here. So phase has to blink out. Did get quite a few hits onto the Murloc, and has actually got max passive. So the stun on the Kira here is probably what managed to make this a 1-for-1. The right click comes out, auto miss, stun comes out, buckshot comes out, auto, miss, auto, minion hit, body blocks it, but it's going to die to the minions. So the minions are the main thing that causes that. I don't know what happens else here. In terms of 1-for-1, that's a pretty good trade for Orca for things how it started. If Kira got a better ult there onto the Murloc, I definitely think they could have got something better there. So it's just the dash, need to make sure you're not doing anything, but at the same time, the cage was there, so I'm not 100% against it. A lot of blinks were used as well. Kira's blink, Phase's blink, and Murloc's blink. A good just on this here. Recently, that timing shouldn't have happened. I don't really know how that occurred, but because of several in the other side of the map, you know that Richter can basically get a free farm here, and I guess that's why he managed to get that invade. In the meantime, Crunch hasn't got mini fire anymore, but is going to be able to clear this. Anyone going to clear that war? There we go, just needed the OT. So this will be cleared. Phase coming in. So there's going to be a 3v4 here. So at this point in time, you got 3v4. You got Feng Mao in the middle lane. Off lane is not going to be engaged, but Feng Mao is not making this team fight. Just no way. He can get to the cleanup, but he's not going to get enough of a team fight. The phase is half HP already. Kira has no ultimate, so you're all basically relying on this fly trap from phase for this to happen. Murloc's half HP, but Morgus is going to be able to burst this phase, Kira, and phase is going to have to pull him out. So what's going to happen in a second? As my prediction, Kira gets pulled. They're going to instantly turn on the Fae, and Fae's going to ult and try and save her life. And that's going to be what causes it. Crunch is going to then secure the Fangtooth. And I think at most there's going to be 1, maybe 2 kills. So let's see if my prediction happens. So we're going to turn it down to 0.5 speed. Fae gets pulled out. They're going to turn on to the Fangtooth instead. Instead, Crunch goes for the Fae. No, they're just going to turn on to the Fangtooth. Fae is going to back off here. The Fangtooth is secured, so instead of going for the Fae, they went for the Fangtooth. But apart from that, basically what I said, no fly trap is going to be out. Feng Mao is rotating late and not getting anything out of that. So a good play by the boys there. And Orca just kind of not being in position to go for it. Same time, you are obviously clearing that side of the jungle, so you should know Crunch is going to be on this side. But saying that, they both started blue, so I don't know. No, that's correct then, because they'll be opposite sides. Yeah, so first Fangtooth and first Orc Climb has gone to the boys. There's no real contention on that. 443 CS versus 493, mainly on the solo side. Basically all from the solo. As Crunch is coming in here, missed the cube, it has hit the knockout. FaZe is going to die here. Fengmao coming in way too late. Nice Hex combo. He's going to get a double kill here. I don't think he has anything left. Kira might be able to get a slow onto the Vector. But yes, I care about the Mora, I guess, instead. But I think that's to be it. So, how long has he recorded so far? 27 minutes. Oh my god. So, 40, so here we go. Drone. So Murdoch's on, Deck is on their own, Kira's a bit behind, FaZe is going to get the tower, probably going to get the root, but nothing else is going to come for that. Mora guess is returning to mid lane. Murdoch has returned to the lane, so they're just going to start clearing. Crunch is coming in here. There is a ward, but it's quite high up. This ward, honestly, is quite powerful. The only reason you'd want this ward is to make sure that they can't go through this position here, because by the time you see this, by the time Crunch will be seen, it's going to be kind of too late already to back off. So Crunch is going to come in, it's going to be seen in now, they're going to start backing up. It's already used his enhanced dash, it's going to use his ultimate, Q misses, but it's going to have the ultimate, it's going to have lock up into the second ult. And at this point, Fengmao is going to blink in, they've already killed the FaZe, so it's going to be a 2v3, but there's no real abilities left for the rest of the team to do anything. So Fengmao is going to have his free reign to do whatever he wants. And I want to see this next combo here. So, Blink's Ease, Auto, Ult. I don't think I saw it, but it's going to then, I think, Weeping Dash in. Gets the Auto Reset, Auto Ultimate. So in terms of 2 for 1, nothing I think the boys did there was wrong, but it was just Orca playing really well, and even though your support getting busted, you know that they have no abilities left and you can turn that fight. So very good play by them there. Ashley gets the Fengmao a kill, gets the... Who else died? What? I didn't... Okay, someone else died. That was the Victor on the FaZe, and the several blinks changed for the mid laners. Morgus, okay. I was about to say Morgus doesn't have enough damage for the ult to kill. Laser, that was good. FaZe not really thinking of the laser there. Probably not taking into consideration that you have 2 global ultimates that can be used on you. Definitely should have backed tier 2 tower there if they thought about that. But because of that, they did die. I'm not going to go back to the Richter kill, it looks like it's a standard gang. But you can see on the map there's no ward, so just a warden issue for that, maybe being a bit too confident with your lead. As we are 16 minutes into the game actually, I'm going to do a quick item check. So, Zoic on the Kira has gone Cleanse, has got the Vanquisher, and it's going into Lightning Hawk. FaZe has gone Silvered here, which I'm not a massive fan of. I would prefer the Wellspring. Kira's just not a brilliant user of that. It does AP damage, AP increase, and ability haste, which Kira doesn't really need that much of because he is more of an all-in character. Zephyr has got the Megacosm finished and has got the Epoch, so basically standard on the FaZe. Silverwood has the apologies on that. That's the Unbroken Wheel. That's for the Crunch and the Victor as well. I mean, 3 characters do pretty well into that. So I don't hate it. I don't think it's a brilliant first item. I would have heard something else if I'm going to be honest. Probably Void Helm first item would have been a lot better into that. But I understand him wanting to go something else. He is going to build into World Breaker as well. So I don't think Rod Raker second is going to be useful for him. He needs to go this full tank build because he is going to be the only tank on this team. It's not really that tanky at the moment, especially because Unbroken Will scales off of percentage armor and magic resistance, which he doesn't have anything else of. And the Fang Mao has Mind Razor into any assassin item, probably Malady, and has got the next. So pretty standard that. Normally you wouldn't finish Mind Razor that early, but I guess he just wanted the extra clear. As we go on to the boys, so Gratty has got the Mutilator. Looks like he's going into Unbroken Will as well. From what I can guess, he's got the Brutalix as well, so he's very scared of that Fly Trap. Appy Picker has got basically the same build as Zephyr, which is understandable. We can't really say anything else about that. Silentium on Toasty. I don't particularly like this. Reclamation would have been so much better. Especially against the Fae Ultimate. You should have gone Reclamation on this. If something bad happens, there's only really 2 cleanses on the team that can be used. So if Appy gets picked by the Fly Trap, that is them going to die. And I think Silentium is only really useful against the Kira, whilst you've got a Silence, you've got a Stun, you've got a Knock-Up, so there's multiple ways to stop Kira ulting. You do not need Silentium. Has picked up the Hexbound Braces and into what looks like another item. Oh god. And it looks like into Dynamo, prefer Dynamo first. Right, Joe has Fire Blossom gone into Tainted Bastion and has got the Near War Boots. Brilliant, I love the build. Really, really good, especially Tainted Bastion is very, very strong against Severog. So I really like that. Also, the Near War Boots is underrated. Could have gone Razorback as well, but I don't mind that. Meanwhile, lakernator finally has got the Lightning Hawk going into the Tainted Rounds, which is good against the Phase, and the Severog, and has got Cleanse as well, just to make sure the Fly Trap cannot kill him. Most of the items I think are good. Severog's build is a bit strange to me, but we'll see how things progress. Fang Mao rotating again. Deccan Walk Cage used very well to stop the passive. Got ultimate coming out. I don't mind actually die before we get to picture. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, very good there. Meanwhile, something happened on the other side. Crunch is invading the Severog. Severog is tanky enough. It's gonna look for a all in here. Hive maybe mark, but no. Severog should survive that. Faye's not gonna rotate anywhere. Faye's rotating late to side. This is a bad idea. Okay, they're lucky don't do it. It's gonna go into mini climb here. Okay, so a lot of things happened there. I'm not going to rewind this duo fight because it was a case of FaZe ulting, Kira just using the maximum amount of damage they could, and lakernator not really being able to back off. Nothing really happening there. Maybe Joe could have played it a bit safer knowing that the rest of the team was on the other side of the map, but that is what it is. Meanwhile here, Several again tanky enough to make sure he can survive, has got the pauldrons, which is pretty good. But Faye not really rotating with more, I guess. It's not a massive issue just because you know it's a 3v2. The main issue with all of this is where Fang Mao is. Fang Mao got I think an assist, but he's on the wrong side of the map because Fang Tooth is down. You get this kill, great, but you're not really going to get anything else. Maximum tower. You get a kill in the solar side, that's another Orb Prime. That's another Mini Prime. And right now, Severog's half HP. Faye's going to walk into the Morgus here, so he might get all in, and Fang Mao is not going to be in any time. So this is going to be an easy pickup for the boys here. So you need to... Oh no, FaZe is just dead then. So misses the hook right here. Gets silence, is going to be on their own. Gets a double fly trap, but it's going to have nothing else to go off with it. FaZe does not being respectful of that at all. And then Several again baited in as well. Nice ult, there's nothing else here. They should not have walked in on that. At best, you can get a kill. At worst, you're going to get something else. Kira's on this side as well, so this is going to be the boys getting a tier 1 tower in the Dura side. And I don't think Fang Mao is going to be able to do anything. They're not even start doing this really now. The boys actually having a really good play. We've got 2 kills. Let's not overforce this. Let's just make sure we get this. We know Kira's on the side of the map now. We can start pressing on the Dura side. Very good play. Very good idea to not force anything there. I really like that. So we're going to continue on with here. I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit of time because I don't think much is happening. You see Faye in the solo side might get picked off here. Did die earlier. Has no ultimate, so at most going to be able to epoch this. But has got enough raid clear with your right click. I can't remember the name of. Apologies for that. But there's nothing else here. So at the moment in time, it's 18 minutes into the game. Everyone should be on this side of the map. Feng Mao isn't. This is should be an easy pickup. Sevenrock's level 10, but he's not that level 11 like Richter has. And they should have enough damage, even to them. And a very good rotation for Decker as well. Yeah, so easy pickup. And the Orca pod should know this. Why is Feng Mao still on this side of the map? You need to get this tower minimum. You need to get something more than that.
Enemy has activated.
But even after they boxing and doing that for so long, you're still not in a position to help. It's not a really good sign. They need this kill, otherwise it's going to go bad. So, Feng Mao's going to... that's messy. Feng Mao needs to run. He's going to have a Decker rotating on here.
Allied towers.
Okay, they finally got their kill. Kira's splinked in. Get the slow, but it's going to have a knock-up. A nice box up through the wall. Now, that's not worth. A tier 1 tower for second or prime. I imagine on Crunch, who's just here. FaZe just walked into a trap as well. And used the ultimate on Epoch. And now you're probably going to have 3 people die here. Nice ultimate by Kira. It's going to be a 4v4, but Feng Mao's half HP. Crunch is just getting 3 autos. Okay. Okay, it was a 4v3 in the end, but I think well played Shurik here. After getting a lot of damage out. And luckily for him, I am going to say this is luck, not really skill. Managed to get a full ultimate off as well. So they're going to get this defensive here. They need this Feng Mao to rotate over. He's half HP. If he stays here, he could get all in by Murdoch. He has got Blink, but Murdoch 100% fight this Feng Mao. He was level down, now level 2 down. But the fact that Feng Mao wasn't here could have been quite bad because you didn't know where really anyone is. Like, you can assume they backed, but did you see them? No. Either way, very good play by Orthodox there. That could have gone very badly, especially with the Prime on Crunch. But that has helped them stabilize in this game. They are still a bit down in CS, but that is mainly on the Severog. So the people who need the money is still coming in, which is very good.
Allied tower.
And you see Shurik's actually going into the Vanquisher. Has got the Lightning Port second. So normally you see these two items reversed. You get Lightning Port first, get some attack speed and steroids, and then the Vanquisher to get execute. And that's going to be your power spike. Normally you see Imperator now, not the Demolisher. I guess against a pretty well-fed Richter, you do want something. Has built into store and steel mail. So that's most likely a Stonewall. Stonewall is the hard counter for Feng Mao, as it does percentage. It reduces the amount of downs abilities do, according to your maximum physical armor. Sevenrock might be fine. He has got level 11. Crunch is going to be on his way though. Nice. Hit level 12. It's going to be a 1 level down still on Vector. Can't really fight him. But here we go. The boys is literally just doing this. So the reason why they're doing this is because they got mini prime. The second mini prime allows you to do this. And secondly, look at where they are. The rest of the team is. You know where Kira is. You know that Severrock is probably in the solar side. And I think FaZe didn't walk through a ward, but you know where the Fate is. So at worst, this is a 4v5 with mini prime on your side. So this is definitely a risk that's worth taking, and I think more teams will definitely do this in the future. So we're going to put it at 0.75, in case anything happens. We're going to have Feng Mao come in, Several come in. Several's on a ward here, so you're going to have 3 people turn on them. I don't think you needed that many people. I think Richter would have been enough. Or maybe Decker, because Richter's going to be tanking this. So Decker have used the cage. And you got Feng Mao here. Faye and FaZe are tethered. Going to switch it over to Feng Mao, who's got a fight position. FaZe using blind there early to try and heal up the Feng Mao was not a play here. And Faye going in too early here. Faye's not in position to frontline this. You need to wait for the Severog and Feng Mao to go in, and then you can follow. Because she went in early here on a ward, they can instantly turn on you, as Crunch will do. And FaZe is not in a position to really root or help at all, and neither can they pull back. Kira is on their way, but this is probably going to be a dead phase by the time Kira gets here. Yeah, knock up. Gonna have a So Epoch was used, Ultimate was only used on the Murloc he cleansed, and the country also used Bootlicks. A nice knockback from Decker, but not on a high priority target. This Epoch is going to allow Kira to get into the fight, but this Serverwalk isn't going to be able to really stop this Fae, and Morgus is left untouched. So Morgus is only half HP, but Feng Mao is not going to go for them, so this Morgus can probably just go for this face. So I'm going to slow this down to 0.5 so I can actually look at this. So you can see Kira coming in. It's going to immediately... Oh no, that Kira ult is just kind of terrible. Kills 1, kills 2, and Server's going to die here, and they can still tank in up. So Kira ulting in here was not the play. So yeah, back here. So Kira's actually going to dash straight onto this here. Instead, use your positioning. You got this free range to go on this Murdoch. You can use his auto attacks. Why are you going for the crunch? This Fae is not going to survive. Focus on this Murdoch, try and get him out of this fight, and then you can focus on that backline. So because they dash in here and instantly gets knocked up, and then you're going into a Victor ultimate as well. And Iron Strike. So that's your 2 carries on Orcapod dead. Your Fade's blinked out, sorry, but it's going to get the Morgus treatment of Mark and Ult. And the Feng Mao is half HP, but you're not on a high priority target. Why is this Feng Mao going on these targets here instead of this Morgus? It doesn't make any sense, and Murloc's just going to be able to free hit. So because of that, Kira's going to get focused down, going to get nice ulted. Faye's going to die to the ultimate, and Serverbox left on his own, and this is going to be a 3-4-5 for the boys. Yeah, so they're going to just go on to it. Fair, good play for them. Yeah, they got a Feng Mao, but Feng Mao can ult. Did he? Why did he walk in? What happened there? I thought he was just going to have... Yeah. So they walk back in on the 2v5. Oh, ho, 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 ho. The pool! That was just not it. That was a terrible play. Don't do that.
The enemy has activated.
That's the only thing I can say. Don't do that. So they're going to reset now. They're going to have a lot of money. Taking Brenda's not tanky enough to really survive these team fights anymore. And Gratty has got the Void Helm instead, so he's gone for the Void Helm instead. And I just said that twice, my apologies. So
Allied tower
I think underrating the crunch. I wouldn't have expected him to build it, but because he has basically 2 immobilizations, his right click for the mini stun and the knockup, he can proc Void Helm pretty often, as well as the fact that his ultimate every third auto / ability does heal him, so he gains increase in that, as well as the fact that, I mean, he's got 200 CS, but he's not really a massive threat at the moment in time. It's definitely this Feng Mao and this Kira, but you know, I think he'll build Dynamo maybe coming up. Lakernator's also built Demolisher. Neither of them have built Imperator. Instead, looking towards this arm pen and percentage HP difference. So I wanted to see that develop as a meta. I don't think it will, but nothing else will really happen, as we can see on the map. This is definitely going to be where they're looking, so you can get these tier 2, these 2 towers on the dirt side, and then they might be able to rotate with Fangtooth by then. There's no point really defending that one. Then you might want to defend this, but I don't think he will, as Serverwalk is going to try and do his best against Richter, but he's got 2 level disadvantage. Looking at where your team is, just give this up. There's no real way you're going to be able to clear this. Okay, you are going to be able to clear this now, but you got another wave instantly coming in. It does look like... Yeah. So I don't think there was much point really defending that. I think it'd been better to just send someone over to try and deal with this Richter. He's now level 15. So trying to do something on that. Second Fangtooth will be taken by the boys here. There's no chance in hell that, unless there's a steal from Feng Mao, in this case fair play to him. But it looks like they're not going to do that. They're going to go into Feng Mao, who's just got caught out staring. That's why you need to use the alt tab. A nice ultimate fight to Faye then, try and kill the Decker. Didn't get anything out. And Faye ultimate use, well, no one really being killed. And then Morgus presses R. That's just kind of a stack check. Feng Mao needs to have wards out if he wants to do something like that. Otherwise, things like that are going to happen, especially with how it's gone. They getting themselves out of dodge with the help of phase there. And there's not really anything else happening here. It's just a case of people throwing abilities, some of them hitting, some of them not. The Orca Pod's doing a decent job at just trying to do what they can. As long as Faye is alive, they can clear ways. Because Faye has one of the best wave clears in the game, with his right click, her right click and Q. And several doing quite well as well, just making sure that Richter can't really do anything in this solo lane. They are going to take this finally. It's going to be the second one, so it's the increased movement speed out of combat, which probably would have been better a bit earlier on, but you know, it's pretty subjective to the game. It didn't take the first Fang 2 till quite late on, but that's been taken. I don't think that's a massive loss by Orca Pod. It is the case that you are going to have to fight for the third Fang 2. Apologies, there's nothing really else happening at the moment, so everyone's resetting. Mad Corporal's going into Mutilator, which I don't agree with. You want to go for Assassin on this, so going to kill the Richter, you need to kill this Morgus, who's got 5 kills. So going Mutilator is kind of a mistake. For that side, I would prefer Omen or even a Mesmer for the spell shield. Apart from that, nothing else really jumping out at me for Team Orca Pods. I don't really know what Severox going into next, because it's kind of hard to sell. Meanwhile, on to the boys. Nitro has built Realm of Renewal, which I think is still an underrated item, still a very, very good item. That is not used as much as it should be. So I think that's going to be really good against the burst as well. So basically, how Realm of Renewal works is if you take damage and 10% of that damage is going to be converted into HP, not HG then, sorry. So it's not, you don't reduce damage by 10%, that's not how it works. It is affected by anti-heal. But you can almost say that 10% of the damage is mitigated, which is pretty damn strong. Firstly, he's going to avoid Helm last item, which he might do. I don't think he will. I think he'll build into one last armor item, probably a Tainted Guard, but that could have been close. Really good pickup by Nitro here, I would like his build. Toasty as well, apart from Dynamo and Hexbound being run around, is fine. Happy Picker's build is no issues at all, going to be that Flaming Crown Glass, I imagine. Probably should have built his Yukir before Kostica, because I can't imagine a world where that's not fully stacked now. And Gratti has gone Stonewall as well, gone for the anti Feng Mao tech, which is not surprising here. And then it's going to build into an item. Many items you could build into, but he's going to build into an AD item. Feng Mao, what the heck? Satir's here? That's not a really good knockback, honestly.
Heroic.
That knockback there wasn't helpful. Because they're knocking back the front line that your back line is never going to kill in a million years into them. If you hit it on the Morgus or the Decker, fair plays, but nothing else really happened in there. I can't really blame them for being there. They are trying to get wards out, especially for this tier 2. Just a very good Decker ball onto this Feng Mao, and then somehow Victor Hook onto the Severox instead. Luckily they only lost one, but it is their front line who, even though he's not having a good game, is going to be the tankiest member. So, and look what's up. So I imagine the boys did that knowing that the All Pilots going up in a second, looking for all pink. And it looks like Orca Pod is not going to go for a contest like this. You might see a Feng Mao come in. The Feng Mao's not on the fight that, so I'll continue, yeah. So this is the second All Final for the team. Dedicated boys. They're going to look for this. Feng Mao, I don't know why you're walking into this jungle here. There is zero reason for you to walk in there, even if you're just checking. Because you know they're just taking it, and this is the last objective on the map before in him. So this is where they're going to be going. So back off. If you plan to defend it, move up your team. If not, go and do your left side jungle. So they are going to look for defense. They haven't got their Duo's Lane, and there's a lot of men. Duo Lane needs to back off now. They need to recall. This looks like they are doing You're not going to make it here. Just in time. Another thing I want to notify here. Two of Dirty Boys have, oh my god, the boys have Werewolf of Renewal. You have Picker with his healing on his E, Gratty with his Ultimate and Void Helm. Look how much anti-heal is currently on Orcapods. I see a grand total of 0. Why is there no anti-heal? Why do you have 0 anti-heal on this team? That's not really anything. You could have Tainted Blade on Feng Mao. You could have... I mean, he's building Tainted Guard now on your Severog, but why wouldn't you go and Tainted Bastion? Why weren't you building something like that early instead of Worldbreaker? Why haven't you got Tainted Scepter on here now? Heck, even on phase you can build Tainted Totem. So, the fact you got no anti-heal against this team comp is kind of incredible. Honestly. Especially because tainted items in this game are pretty damn good. Nice knock up onto the fade, followed by a ball there. Gonna have Epoch coming out early. Victim ulting someone. Epoch was used maybe a bit more prematurely. Maybe was worried about the Victor hook, but they got that out for free, which is quite nice. Well, they got it out for Grunt's Plate. Which, I mean, as well. They got the in here as well. Minions are going to be coming in from mid lane. Not going to be able to really press anything in Duo's side though. So, this is going to be their only real push here. Murdoch does have enough. Oh, that's in their face. That's the power of Victor. They did manage to clear it before it went off, so good play on the face, but the fate even. But they can either push this in, which they're 100% going to do because there's no more rate clear on Orcapods. And I want to see what they do now. So they can either... Why is Feng... Stop using the jump pad to end that in the bloody base. He's now dead. Oh, got out by the face. Definitely going to pull it out. The Kane's kind of saving Severog's life there. Don't use jump pads. They're bad ideas, especially when they're here. Right. I really hope that was a mistake. Now the lane's finally pushed in for the solo side. They're just going to go for the 3 in here and then probably end it there. Phase dead for another 70 seconds. Tony's not going to walk up. He's going to hit a knockout onto Severog. Not really the one you want to go for, but Severog seems not tanking out 20 times. Look how much he dies. Kira's got good damage, but Phase is not really letting Kira do what they can. He probably was going to die and put him out, but definitely preferred it a bit earlier. And it doesn't look like there's really been any communication on that. Kira's going to ult and doesn't really do anything. Fly Trap's coming out as well. They've still got plenty of minions. Crunch is going to try and just finish the thing now. They're just going to die from here. They haven't got minions left, but they have enough to end it. And that is going to be the game. A better game than first game for Orcapods. Played out really well in mid game. The issue with them was this. I'm going to need back off even more, aren't I? 10? I don't understand why putting 10 in gets me to 16 minutes. It doesn't make any sense. Right, so around this point is when it starts getting kind of bad for Orcapods. And it's this mini prime here. So this mini prime is kind of what caused it. Feng Mao, yeah, you're taking blue buff. Well done. But you kind of know what the boys are going to be doing here. And the Fae walking through this jungle here without putting a single ward down, just in case anything's coming around, is kind of bad. So, because this is... Why am I here? Fae's just walking in here, just instantly dies. And then someone's going to walk in as well. So this kind of is what starts to snowball. Severog continuing to fight, and this was really bad as well. Severog could have just backed off here. They could have lost 1. They said they lost 2. This is then taken. And then 2 minutes later, all prime's taken. So that is the main issue. But either way, that is a 2-0 victory for Dirty Lake and the boys. Orcapods, what I would say for you is focus on your team play. Especially game 1 was quite messy, not having everyone coming in at the same time. This happened a couple of times in game 2, especially with Akira. So try and stay as a team. You are playing against another 5 stack. This is not solo queue. And secondly, look at the map. Play your macro. Your macro wasn't the best, especially second game. Know where objectives, know where your priority systems are, know where you can be strong. When Fangtooth's up, be over here. That's all good. When Fangtooth's down and the only objective is to take this or take a tower, then try and not be around here, especially when you've just stopped them doing mini prime. So that's what I would say. For Dirty Lake and the boys, I really liked a lot of your team play, especially your Deco going around as well as much as they can. I would say you didn't respect your team against your teammates that much, Nitro especially. Not really respecting any sort of gank potential. Luckily for me to get ganked that much. So that's what I say. Try and respect your team, your enemy more, and we'll go from there. But that is the second series. As we'll go on to the third series or third quarterfinal, which is going to be something. I don't know yet. I'll do it when I record it. But until then, I'm going to do the sign off now. And then recording 3, 2, 1.